Now we'll move on to explain the third criterion of adequacy from moral theories. That is resourcefulness in moral problem solving. It sounds a little bit strange, resourcefulness, like a resourceful guy finds a way of doing something regardless of, what stands in his way, and that's, I don't think, the kind of resourcefulness that we're talking about, but rather that a resourceful theory is kind of a useful theory, and a resourceful theory helps us do certain things. What does it help us do? It helps us solve some moral problems. Maybe we have moral dilemmas about what to do, we're not to do, and we're not sure what the right thing to do in certain cases. So if a moral theory helps us solve a problem like that, it'll be a good theory. In addition to which, it might identify morally relevant aspects of conduct. That is, it might tell us what aspects of conduct make the act right or wrong. That is, we have a judgment, it goes along with it, but what a resourceful theory will do is it'll identify what aspect, what property of that action is that makes it, by virtue of which that action is a right action. It will certainly help us judge the rightness of actions, and a resourceful theory, a useful theory, will be able to resolve conflicts among moral principles and judgments. Remember, we said there are prima facie principles. How do you decide which principle takes precedence over which other principle when we have that conflict? Well, a resourceful theory should explain that. And a resourceful theory will also enable us to test our moral intuitions. It's something against which we can decide whether, our moral intuitions, maybe kind of our moral gut, tells us that something is right or wrong. And maybe sometimes we're even going to see, well, gee, we're biased in this regard, and what we thought was a moral intuition wasn't a good one, or it was just not right, so we need to correct our moral intuitions. And finally, a resourceful theory, a useful theory, will help us understand the underlying point of morality itself, understand what makes something a moral or morally right action. So there we have the three criteria of adequacy against which we're going to judge moral theories.